Buenos dias. We are live in South Florida, in Miami, as we get set to make history on Saturday night for the first time ever. The Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins, will host a boxing event, and what an event it will be. Hard Rock Stadium last year, of course, hosted the Super Bowl 54 this weekend. It gets its first ever boxing world title bout as Canelo Alvarez puts his unified super middleweight titles on the line against Anvil Yildirim. But that's not all. A great card from top to bottom that I'll show you right now. We are live in downtown Miami as we get set for the press conference to begin. My name is Todd Grisham, and as you can see at the bottom, super middleweight Diego Pacheco, a sky is the limit type of prospect. He has his toughest test to date with Rodolfo Gomez Jr. And then the big bang, Li Zhang. He thinks he can get Anthony Joshua one day to come to China and fight him in a sold-out stadium in Beijing. You never know, but he's got to get past Jerry Forrest first, and then in our co-main event, it's going to be an all-action fire fest. Julio Cesar Martinez and McWilliams Arroyo for the WBC Flyweight Championship of the World. And then, of course, the main event, Alvarez versus Yildirim for the WBC and WBA Super Middleweight titles. And it will be outside, of course, at the stadium. If you're wondering about the weather, it is going to be pitch perfect. Highs that day around 81, fight time about 75, clear skies. We cannot wait to get things going. And speaking of getting things going, let's send it over to the Master of Ceremonies, worldly recognized as perhaps the greatest boxing promoter in the world today, and the man who single-handedly made sure I was banished to the side stage so we could have all the spotlight, Mr. Eddie Hearn.
Well, thank you, Todd. That was lovely. And I would just like to say that if things don't work out for you in boxing, massive potential as a weatherman as well. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here ready to go. Cannot quite believe that we are promoting an event at the home of the Miami Dolphins this Saturday, the Hard Rock Stadium, the return of the pound-for-pound king, Canelo Alvarez, fighting just 8 weeks after unifying the division against Callum Smith in Texas. We are so excited. We're going to have 15,000 people in the building. Huge crowd there, and thank you to, of course, the state of Florida for allowing that many people in. It's going to be a fantastic day, a fantastic event, and so much to tell you about on the card, and so proud to be here representing, of course, DAZN live this weekend on the DAZN Global Service. It's an absolute honor to be working with, in my opinion, the greatest platform in boxing right now. These guys have so much to bring you coming up, an unrivaled schedule. For me, unbeatable, the schedule in America and globally right now in boxing live on DAZN. Before we go into some of the other events, the World Championship events, of course, the unified super middleweight division later on, I'm feeling very old up here, guys, because you won't believe this, but I used to be cool like you once, you know? Once you start getting to your 30s and 40s. Once. Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Yeah. And we have some incredible talent in the Matchroom team, and you can see some of it up here in action. Actually, Aaron, I'm going to start with you. Not officially signed yet to Matchroom. We worked with you and Peter Khan on this event. You are from Miami. You've sold a huge amount of tickets. Aaron Aponte arrives on Saturday night. Massive platform. It doesn't get any bigger. Yep. You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go. This is a great platform. I'm real thankful to you and DAZN, Peter Khan, my camp, Kale Fitness, Perfecting Athletes, everybody who helped me get here, helped me prepare for this camp. You know, we're ready for the opponent. He's a good, strong opponent. He's a tough opponent. It's only my second fight, but I'm going to get the job done, and I'm going to knock him out.
Huge support for you. Obviously, they're coming for you, but obviously they'll be watching Canelo as well. But we've been looking at Miami as a long time, and for someone that lives here, a lot of potential as a breakout market for boxing. I feel like this is the kind of event that needed to come to the city, to the state, to really put Florida on the map.
Right. Miami is a huge opportunity for boxing. You know, we have tremendous boxing fans here. Everybody comes out, shows out. You know, we have great stadiums. We have the American Airlines. We have Hard Rock Stadium. You know, I've always dreamed about fighting here as being here from Miami. You know, I've always dreamed about fighting in the Dolphin Stadium, which is the Hard Rock Stadium, and American Airlines. So, you know, there's a lot of opportunities to fight here.
Well, I'm jealous for you because you're going to soak it up and enjoy it on Saturday night. Congratulations.
Thank you.
One of the best young prospects in boxing, huge power in both hands. Robert Garcia trained. Alexis Espino, welcome. I think everybody had a tough 2020. You had a real tough 2020. Injuries, failed a COVID test.
Yeah.
You had to isolate. You didn't get an opportunity. I think, was it 3 or 4 fights that fell through for you in 2020? How frustrating was that, and how excited are you to put that to bed this Saturday in Miami?
I can't even explain how frustrating it is. It's so frustrating getting to a fight. You know, you pull up with a whole lot of adrenaline just to tell you, oh, you got to go back home. Like, it's mad frustrating. But I think those are the times where it makes you appreciate moments like this, where you sit up here and you're like, damn, this feels good actually being back up here, you know? Seeing everybody get their shine and you're like, damn, I wish that never happened, you know? So I'm very blessed to get this opportunity again. Thanks to Eddie Hearn, thanks to God. You know, I was going through a whole lot of camps, and I stayed down, and I kept on training. I didn't let those hiccups, you know, pull me down.
A lot of people who have been inactive for obvious reasons have said that they've spent a lot of time in the gym. They've been working hard behind closed doors, and they have been improving.
Yeah.
More time for you to be working with Robert Garcia.
Yeah.
And you have a tough fight this Saturday.
Yeah, I do. And my opponent seems strong, and he's been talking a lot. So I'm really excited to put on a show. I'm sure he's gonna bring the best out of me, and that's what we've been training for. We've been getting really great sparring back in camp, and I'm excited for it.
Well, kicking off the show on Saturday night in a great fight, Alexis Espino returns to action. 2 young gentlemen to my right, they're former amateur rivals, I guess, as well. Maybe a pound-for-pound super fight in years to come. But firstly, Mark Castro, welcome. Second fight, another Canelo Alvarez. Don't get used to this. You know, last time you come out as co-main event at the Alamo Dome, incredible, 12,000 there. This time, 15,000 at the home of the Miami Dolphins. You're ready to go for number 2.
Yeah, let's get this party started. Like, I'm happy to be here and feel at home right here with Matchroom and DAZN, and Eddie's doing it the best, and he has Canelo, and Canelo's a pound for pound. Don't get it twisted, nobody. And I'm just happy to be a part of it because I'm happy to be a part of the whole Matchroom stable, and we're staying at the top.
What was it like last time round? You know, I was nervous for you. You know, you walked out, all the fans were in their seats. You came out, you had the hat on, you know, you were soaking it up. First round, you were wild. You know, you went in there, you were letting your hands go real quick. Were there nerves or was there excitement? And when you settled down into the fight, the performance was beautiful.
It was an unbelievable adrenaline rush because I look up to Canelo a lot. And the adrenaline rush, you just have to, like, stay calm. As soon as I got in the corner, my dad told me to stay calm. And he's all like, you do this every day. Come on. Like, go handle your business. And so that went to do.
One concern I do have is, of course, now you've only had one fight, but you are synonymous with wearing that special hat for entry. I saw your dad in the lift earlier, and he had it with him. And he was telling me it was like $1,600 or something for this hat. Do you not think we should be using the same one every time? Or
it is. It's just a different color. It's called the Tejana. I got a different color this time, so I got both of them. And it's kind of like Mexicans pride themselves.
If you're spending $1,600 on a hat every time, you better keep winning. That's all I'm saying.
I got you.
Good.
Don't
Good
worry.
Man, Mark Castro. Good man. Delighted to welcome again one of the hottest young prospects in world boxing, making his professional debut this Saturday, Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn, welcome. Yes, you have people following you around and a social media team like you're already a pound-for-pound champion. You believe you're a star in the making. Everybody talks so highly about you. Everybody's so excited to see you in action on Saturday. Again, same thing to you. It doesn't get any bigger than this, does it? Canelo Alvarez, Miami Dolphins Stadium here in Miami. This is a dream start for you.
Yes, man, and especially being that my birthday is the day after, it really can't get no better than this, man. I appreciate you, Eddie. I appreciate my team, my mother, Wanda Davis, my 2 brothers backing me, Kelvin and Keon Davis, and it's like a dream come true.
You've seen a lot of these other guys who you mix with in the amateurs turn pro, you know, flying, fighting in big stables. You feel like now's the right time for you to go on now and turn professional? You feel that you're mature enough mentally, physically, emotionally to begin your challenge in the professional ranks?
Yes, man. Honestly, I felt like I was ready to go pro when I was like 19. And like professional fighters, Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, Javante Davis, they've been telling me, like, you're ready to go pro. Why you not pro yet? And I was saying, man, I'm just trying to wait for the Olympics. I want to get this gold medal. But when this pandemic hit, you know, things kind of changed and things wasn't really certain for me. So coming into 2021, I realized that all these big fighters had their fights in 2020 in the pandemic. I felt like if I would have took my opportunity to fight in 2020, my pro debut would have been watered down. So being that everybody got their fights out the way coming to 2021, I knew I could be that brand new fighter that everybody was looking to watch.
And finally, I know you won't mind the pressure, but a lot of eyes on you on Saturday night. What should people expect from Keyshawn Davis on Saturday night, and what should they expect from you in your pro career? What is the dream for Keyshawn?
Well, Saturday night, they should just expect a great performance. I've been giving y'all great performances throughout my entire amateur career, whether it was sparring a big name or just going internationally and fighting. You know, it's going to be nothing different. Being that it's a year layoff that I had, just let me get comfortable in the ring, maybe 1 or 2 rounds. I'm going to try my best not to rush things, is what I'm really focused on. And expect a great performance, whether it goes 6 rounds or whether it go 1 round, it's going to be a great performance. And just further on my career, I just expect me to be a multi-division world champion. I'm not going to let nobody come in the way of that. I'm going to stay focused on the course, inside and outside the ring. Just expect me to see this face, see this name a lot more.
Well, we look forward to the journey beginning on Saturday night. One thing we're always so proud of at Matchroom, and one thing that we love to do, is give young fighters opportunities to succeed. We will give them every chance to go on, and the only thing will stop them is themselves. So, gentlemen, good luck on Saturday in your career. Aaron Aponte, Alexis Espino, Keyshawn Davis, Mark Castro. Remember the faces, remember the names. These guys are going all the way. Over to the main man, Todd Grisham.
Thank you, Eddie. There they are, the 4 young guns who are going to have their pictures taken right now as they prepare to enter Miami Dolphins Stadium, or the Hard Rock Stadium, on Saturday night. A couple of them making their pro debut. Now, 3 of those fighters will be featured on our Before the Bell series, which you can see live on DAZN as well as Matchroom social media, including their YouTube pages. And then kicking off the main card will be Mark Castro, who will be making just his 2nd professional fight. While we have a few minutes and we sanitize the stage right now, let's take a look at the brand new series. You can view it now on DAZN. It's the making of Triple G.
Всегда хотелось именно раздавить соперника, где-то даже его уничтожить, а не поиграть с ним в шашки. То есть хотелось просто взять и съесть его.
Nobody wanted to fight him. I mean, he was killing everybody.
If I was going to go out, I wanted to go out on my shield. I'm in 5th gear going backwards, and he's not even broke first.
Good pace on those jabs by Golovkin. Now we've got a war, but both men are firing what they've got.
This fight was the biggest fight in the world that could be made.
Был самый амбициозный, самый настроенный боец в моей профессиональной карьере. Его план сразу не получился. Мой план сразу сработал.
And thank you, and hello to you, sir. As we get ready to move on here at our press conference, we have the making of Triple G available on DAZN, as well as the making of Anthony Joshua. You can see both those series right now. Of course, you're watching this program to hear what Canelo Alvarez has to say on the stage as he gets set to face off against Anvil Yildirim. We'll hear from them momentarily, but right now let's get you set for that main event. It happens on Saturday night. It's for the unified super middleweight championship of the world. Of course, that is Saturday night. But wait, there's more. We come to you live from Italy and from down under. Parker versus Spa. What a fight that should be. And then, of course, Saturday night, it'll be Canelo versus Yildirim. Now, with our next fighters on stage, we send it back to Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Todd. And although we had a number of great young fighters up here, this man to my right was not in that quartet because he takes the step up on Saturday night. Diego Pacheco fights Rodolfo Gomez in a big step up for him in his career, the first major challenge for his career. I'll start with you, Diego. You're ready for this. Of course, it's been a long time coming. You've kept yourself busy enough during the pandemic, but the career gets serious on Saturday. Your first real major test in the sport of boxing.
You know, this is my first 8-rounder. It's been a hell of a start to my career so far, and you know, I'm just happy to be here and happy to step up and you know, take it to that next level in my career.
10 fights in, you've boxed all over the world, of course, out in Saudi Arabia. You've boxed in your own backyard as well. You were due to fight on the last Canelo Alvarez card. I think that was heartbreaking for you to miss out on that spot. But this is a big moment for you, of course, with your fan base as well, fighting on Canelo Alvarez's undercard.
Yeah, definitely. I was supposed to be on that Canelo and Smith undercard. And, you know, due to things I was going to, you know, I was forced to pull out of the show. But, you know, that's the past. I'm here now, and I'm just ready to go this Saturday.
Rodolfo, welcome. Big opportunity for you as well. A good, young, undefeated fighter. You have much more experience as well. Huge opportunity for your career on Saturday night.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank God for the opportunity. Thank you. Thank Matchroom for the opportunity of being here. And yeah, it's a good opportunity for me. But I believe that I have all the right tools to come out victorious in this one. I know that he's going to try his best. I expect his A game, and I'm going to bring my A game. So the fans can expect a great fight.
Obviously, big opportunity for you. Victory over Diego Pacheco on a Canelo Alvarez undercard will be a massive, massive win for your career and could lead you on to some huge fights in the 168-pound division.
Of course, it's a great opportunity to showcase my skills and get a contract ready, man, because I'm bringing it. I'm bringing it, and I know he's a great prospect. I see a lot of similarities in our styles, and I think it's going to be great for the fans, and we're trying to heat up the fans for when the champs go up there.
Sure. Well, we look forward to this one. It's a very big step up for Diego Pacheco. The stabilizers are off. It's time for Diego Pacheco to enter the big league. 8 rounds against Rodolfo Gomez this Saturday at the Miami Dolphin Stadium at the Hard Rock. Gentlemen, if we can have a head-to-head up here, please.
There you have it. We'll see what Diego Pacheco is really made of. And you see those two men sitting there. Pacheco looks like a boy fighting a man. We'll see how he handles that. You know, he's anxious and ready to fight. You know, boxing on DAZN has become synonymous, but DAZN also features other sports, including football or soccer here in the United States. We've got a fantastic series that follows a team from Ibiza. Get your party favors ready and get set to watch Club Ibiza on DAZN. The high-octane documentary Club Ibiza available now on DAZN. And we should have a high-octane heavyweight battle coming up on Saturday night. For more on that, back to the stage and Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Todd. Yes, we go to the big boys now, the heavyweights, the division everybody loves to see, the most lucrative division in the sport. And I love this fight. Zile Zhang against Jerry Forrest. Of course, in the heavyweight division, Zile, I want to say, I love the outfit. You're looking incredibly smart today. I believe your translator is here as well. Firstly, this is a great step up for you on Saturday night and a big opportunity on a huge card.
今天的衣服很帅哈，这对你来说这场比赛也是一个提升，有什么想说的？
谢谢各位，谢谢艾迪汉，谢谢大众，谢谢 Matchroom， 谢谢我的团队，一切准备就绪，准备战斗。
I just want to say thanks to everybody who come here. Thank you, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, DAZN. All I want to say is I'm ready to go.
Of course, people talking about you going on to fight for the world heavyweight title, the Bird's Nest in Beijing. These are all dreams that could become reality, but this is a tough opponent for you this Saturday.
人们都在说鸟巢啊、北京啊，你的梦想，但是目前这个人是一个很顽强的人，有什么想说的？
现在所有的精力。 全部放在后天的比赛，其他的事情，然后等到比赛结束之后，会再考虑。
I go one step at a time. I never look past him. I'll see what happens after the fight, and we'll go from there. But right now, my focus is Saturday night.
Jerry, you look fresh. You look ready to go. Big moment for you. I know you had a good fight with Carlos Takam. You went the distance with him as well in a good fight. This is a big man next to you. I'm sure you've faced many of them before, but in this division, one punch changes everything. One punch changes your career. Victory for you on Saturday night would be huge.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm focused. You know, I did what I'm supposed to do. You know, Carlos Takam was a great fighter. DAZN's a great fighter. You know, so I had to come into this fight very focused. I just had to be ready, and I had to humble myself a little bit. You know, after the Jermaine Franklin fight, then the Takam fight, I just had to humble myself and go back to the roots of training hard and just really grinding. You know, making sure that I took the proper steps to be the best that I could be in this fight. And that's what I've been trying to produce this whole entire camp, man. Just ready, focused, and just keeping my eyes on the prize, to be honest with you.
Different kind of style in this one, of course. Carlos Takam, similar height to you, comes forward, likes to throw a lot of shots. A very tall southpaw opponent here. Quite a tricky style, but you've got to be active in this fight. You've got to be clever, and you've got to get on the inside, I guess, and do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great fighter. I mean, when you're talking about Olympic fighters, this man's a good fighter. You know what I mean? So we had to come in with a game plan. You know, we have a game plan that we plan on sticking to. I mean, when you're fighting top guys like DAZN, you have to be ready. You have to take all the precautions, and that's what we did. You know, we made sure that we didn't look, like he said, we didn't look past anyone. I'm taking this fight serious because he's a great fighter. You know, unlike any other guys that I fought, this is my biggest step up. You know, he's definitely the big guy. So yeah, with the height, we had to make sure that we got everything in line, everything in order to properly do this the right way.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Zile. 10 rounds in a heavyweight division, an important fight for the division. Zile Zhang against Jerry Forrest. Gentlemen, if we could have a head-to-head here, please.
So it's the Big Bang versus Jerry Forrest. Zhang, 22-0 with 17 knockouts. The slugger, Jerry Forrest, 26-4 with 20 KOs. Odds makers say this one will not go the distance. A big fight for two big men coming up on Saturday. And speaking of big fights, Canelo is already looking ahead to his short-term goals. What will happen after he wins on Saturday night? We asked him. Of course, Eddie Reynoso already being... Hello. Hey, the head of the WBC can walk right in front of me anytime he wants, Mr. Suleiman. Head on up to the main stage. No problem whatsoever. I was going to say a special guest, but you just saw who it is. He's standing by with Eddie Hearn, Joe Barkowski as well. My goodness, always dapperly dressed. Mr. Hearn, take it away.
Thank you, Todd. We've got an interesting panel up here now of sort of rivals, I guess, for Saturday, but friends, you know, partners, TV partners. You know, some of the biggest names in the sport with Maurizio Suleiman, the president of the WBC, long-time friends and partners, and just here for a little chinwag, really, ahead of a huge night on Saturday. Maurizio, I'll start with you. Great to see crowds back, of course, you know, with your support of Canelo Alvarez. Massive event on Saturday night for the WBC world title, and pleased to see him take on, you know, a very, very able mandatory challenger in Yildirim and an old friend in Amit as well, and excited for the event on Saturday.
Very excited, and I just want to begin by congratulating Matchroom, DAZN, your staff. To put all these kinds of events under these circumstances has brought boxing back, and I'm very proud of what you're doing. This fight is tremendous. I'm so proud to represent my father. He knew Canelo since he was a little kid, and he visited Turkey twice and met Avni when he was a little kid. So this fight has a great meaning, and it's just great to be back in a live crowd stadium, and I just want to really make sure that the world understands and praises what you are doing with so much sacrifice for the betterment of the sport.
Thank you. I know that you support all fighters, but tell me a little bit about Canelo Alvarez. For you growing up, you've been around this sport, of course, all your life. Tell me about Canelo Alvarez as a young man. I mean, he's emerged now, of course, as the pound-for-pound #1 in the sport, but this is a guy from an early age that has lived the sport of boxing.
He grew up in a family of boxing, very humble, very poor, selling candy when he was a kid, with the freckles and the hair, nice-looking boy. But once that bell rings, it becomes something else. He became very famous, and he has had a great run, a great success. And we have to praise his great dedication, his discipline. He's always training, always in shape, always ready and willing to fight anyone at any time. So he's a great, he's the best representative of the sport today, and I'm just very proud to know him and praise him because he's the best.
Well, we thank you for your support. That man is up against your man, Avni Yildirim. You keep saying to me, and I truly believe you, trust me, you're going to get a great fight this Saturday night. Your man is coming to shock the world. We know he's an outsider. Some call it a mission impossible, but a fantastic trainer in Joel Diaz. You guys are really here to win on Saturday night.
Yes, definitely. I'm really proud to represent a guy like Avni, who is not here for the payday. He's here for his honor. He wants to represent Turkey in his best way, and he wants really to show. He always said to me, I'm not here for money. I want to show that I can be a superstar. And I said to him, then you have to beat and knock out a superstar. And that is the stage. And we are very happy, thankful that we have the opportunity. We thank again Mauricio Suleiman and you guys. Great job. And I think everybody will see a real fight. So here's nobody coming to survive 12 rounds and say, hey, we did against Canelo 12 rounds. No, he's here to win. Missing impossible? No, I think we have bad intentions.
No, we like that. We love that. And tell us a little bit about what the people are feeling in Turkey right now. We know Avni is the biggest boxing star in Turkey. I just saw some stuff on your Instagram where people are out on the streets with signs and banners. This is big news over there, right? I mean, this is, one of your big sporting stars getting the opportunity of a lifetime against a true great.
Yeah, you have to understand Turkey was never world champion in soccer, and they love soccer. Never world champion in NBA basketball. So we had never a star in tennis like anybody. We had no Formula Uno. Now we have a guy in boxing who is facing the highest fighter, the best fighter. This is like Champions League final, like Barcelona against a small Turkish, not even Galatasaray or Fenerbahce. It's like Sivasspor. It's a small city in Turkey, and you will see Turkey is really happy because the crowd can't wait, and Turkey is very proud. They want to be always in sport big, but they never had been big. So now we have the great opportunity, and our crowd is really waiting. The streets are full.
Good. We look forward to a great fight on Saturday. Joe Markowski from DAZN, welcome back. It's been a while. You're at every show, and obviously the pandemic stopped you from travelling around, and I've had to hold the fort for you, but welcome back.
I appreciate that. You've done a very good job.
It has been, for us during the pandemic, an incredibly successful period during our partnership. You've seen, of course, the launch of the global service as well, the return of Canelo Alvarez to DAZN in September and December against Callum Smith. Things are really looking up. The sport is on fire right now. New platforms getting involved, existing platforms standing their ground. It's a great marketplace and exciting times for DAZN.
Yeah, I agree, and I'd echo what Maurizio said about the work that you and your team have done and other promotions we work with have done to maintain the schedule in the last 12 months. We're delighted to be live globally with our global platform. That's a hell of an achievement for us, and it's a major statement as we go forward in our investment in boxing and our plans and our ambitions more broadly as a sports broadcaster. I think with Canelo, it's fantastic to be back in business with him. We're billing this fight as witness Canelo, witness greatness, and there's no other way to say it, really. What he's achieving and what he's setting out to achieve himself, despite all of his achievements in his career so far, really has to be applauded. We're delighted to be a small part of that. Obviously, we look at his opponent this weekend, a game opponent. We applaud him for taking the opportunity. He'll have to bring his A game on Saturday night, but we're very excited to be broadcasting that to fight fans all around the world. So, yeah, very excited about all of it.
The global service is a game changer for me, and obviously never been done before in the sport of boxing. When you talk about one sport, one platform, the opportunity for everybody around the world to access DAZN. And you're seeing this weekend, of course, a fight night in Milan, a fight night in New Zealand as well, with Parker against Farr, and of course Canelo against Yildirim, with DAZN and Matchroom putting on 3 cards this weekend in 3 different countries. The reach is incredible for the fighters, and it's really unique in terms of the process for boxing.
Yeah, I think this weekend's a good microcosm of our strategy with you going forward, right? We've got shows all in all different parts of the world. We've got fantastic fights in the US, in New Zealand, and in Europe. We intend to build on that. We intend to grow our business. We're investing in it. As I say, it's a fantastic platform that's been laid out for fight fans all around the world. The reception we've had from those fight fans in markets like the UK, like Australia, like New Zealand, it has been fantastic. We want to keep hearing their feedback. They've been very vocal in their support of the platform, giving us pointers of how to improve that. And that's definitely something we're going to listen to and continue working on with me and my team and the team more broadly as we go forward. So, yeah, it's a fantastic time for boxing and an exciting time for us at DAZN too.
Well, we thank you, of course, for all your support. 3 guys and 4 guys that luckily won't be inside the ring on Saturday night. Well, Amit might be at some point during the ring. You never know with Amit. But thank you, Maurizio. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Amit, as well.
Thank
you. We're going to pass back over to Todd.
Thank you, Eddie. And keep in mind, no matter what Eddie or Joe tell you about how great DAZN is, the proof is in the pudding. What fights are we delivering? And we always put up, ladies and gentlemen, we have the best boxing schedule in the world, bar none. Here's what's coming your way on DAZN in March. And that is all coming your way in one single month. Ortiz Jr. versus Hooker at Dallas. Povetkin versus Dillian White, Part 2. Can Povetkin pull off a knockout of the year again? And the fight I'm most looking forward to, Estrada versus Chocolatito 2. When they first fought 8 years ago, it was pretty much the best fight in boxing you could make. And now in 2021, you could say the same thing. It happens in Dallas next month, live and exclusively on DAZN. And now to 2 men sitting next to Eddie, who certainly know a thing or two about Estrada and Chocolatito. Here you go, Eddie, take it away.
Thanks, Todd. Yes, the WBC World Flyweight Championship, Mexico against Puerto Rico. Julio Cesar Martinez defends his world title against McWilliams Arroyo. Great fight for Saturday night. Julio, firstly for you, been a long time waiting, ready for action on Saturday night, ready to defend your WBC world title.
Julio, ya hace rato que estás esperando esta pelea, listo para defender tu título.
Sí, ahora sí que más que nada listo, ansioso, pues la verdad ya muy apenado, muy triste, pues por lo de la pandemia se me habían caído ya 2 peleas, la habíamos pospuesto, pero pues ya estamos de regreso, como siempre he dicho, venimos con todo menos con miedo y con quien sea y donde sea a dar un buen espectáculo.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm anxious. I was sad about the pandemic and having to cancel a couple of fights, but I'm ready to fight whoever, whenever, and I'm going in there with everything but fear.
Obviously, I know you're in the flyweight division, but I have to ask you as well, the upcoming fight on DAZN between Estrada and Chocolatito. You must be excited for that fight and obviously keeping an eye on the winner of that fight as you look to maybe move up in time to come. And do you predict your countryman will lead victory in that fight?
¿Estás pendiente de la pelea entre Estrada y Chocolatito? ¿Y cómo ves el fin de esta pelea? ¿Crees que tu compatriota va a poder salir con la mano en alto?
Pues sí, pues ahora sí que le echamos todas las porras, pues sabemos que es mexicano y pues también estamos muy atentos, queremos enfrentarnos a los mejores, ya primeramente Dios este año, a hacer los más cinturones, unificar, hacer otros cinturones, primeramente Dios saliendo bien de esta pelea, unificar, hacer más cinturones y para el otro año subir a Super Mosca, enfrentarnos Chocolatito, Gallo Estrada, José Tanaka contra lo mejor de lo mejor.
Yeah, I'm wishing him luck. He's Mexican. He's a Mexican fighter, and we want to face the best. We want to unify the title, and after the results of this fight, try to continue gathering more titles, and then possibly move up to super flyweight and face Estrada, face Chocolatito, and even Tanaka.
Williams Arroyo, big opportunity for you on Saturday night. You're ready to fight for the world title against a very good champion in Julio Cesar Martinez. You're ready for this challenge.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, I've been waiting a long year for this fight to be happening, and thank God it's gonna be a dream come true. And may the best man win. I've been working very hard. He's the world champion. I know he wants to keep being the world champion, and I want to take the championship from him to take it to my home.
Well, thank you very much, Julio Cesar Martinez against McWilliams Arroyo. Gentlemen, if we could have a head-to-head up here, please. Thank you. Yeah.
Should be an incredible co-main event. Martinez versus Arroyo for the unified world titles. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now before we get up with Canelo Alvarez and Avni Yildirim, we get you set for what should be an outstanding night of fights from top to bottom. You've heard from everybody except for our men in the main event, which we will do momentarily as right now we sanitize and get set for who's next.
I go by the name of Ak. And I'm Barack the Boxing Bully. We're here for the culture, the paycheck, and all the smoke.
Of course, I'm the A-side. I want you to play this, man. Stop all that cap.
From breaking the internet.
If he feel that way, then he can release me now.
To chopping it up with the shot callers.
You're in it to become great. Everything we do is at the highest level.
Where boxing culture, and lifestyle.
Nah, that's what I love about y'all, man.
All right, so we've got two great fighters who are represented by two fantastic trainers. Of course, Eddie Reynoso, many say, is already locked up the trainer of the year for what he did with Oscar Valdez, his fantastic win last week and probably the knockout of the year. But I'm telling you right now, if Yildirim somehow beats Canelo, Joel Diaz will be right in that conversation as well, and both those men are standing on the stage right now. We're waiting for Eddie Hearn to return, and he'll speak to both of them. Of course, Eddie Reynoso, the longtime trainer of Canelo Alvarez. He also manages or trains Ryan Garcia, and, of course, Oscar Valdez last week. Joel Diaz, a long list. But this is perhaps would be his biggest turnaround. A lot of people referred to Yildirim as Mr. Robot. Joel Diaz says he's not a robot anymore. I've changed him. He'll be better than he's ever been on Saturday night, and he certainly has to. He's a massive underdog, but a lot of people, especially in Turkey, think Yildirim is up for the challenge and can pull off the stunner. Without further ado, back to the stage now, and Eddie.
Thanks, Todd. Before we go to the main event fighters, two members of training royalty up here, of course, Coach Joel Diaz and Eddie Reynoso, who is on just the most incredible run right now with his fighters, of course, with Canelo Alvarez and Ryan Garcia, and a huge win from Oscar Valdez at the weekend. Joe, I'm going to start with you. You've been out there. I've seen you enjoying life out in Turkey. It was a big assignment for you. You seem to have an incredible relationship with Avni Yildirim. I get the feeling this is a kid with tremendous heart and someone you believe will really put it on the line on Saturday night.
Well, first of all, good morning. I want to thank everybody that made this possible, Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, and everybody involved. And just going to your question, Eddie, it was a great experience for me when I was called by Avni's manager in regards this great opportunity. Flew into Turkey, started training over there. Everything was great. We put in some great work, and obviously, I believe that we can do something with Avni. If not, I mean, I wouldn't be here because I know he has the tools, he has the potential to get in there and fight like every other fighter. You know, we cannot underestimate a fighter that has that eager to win. You know, he's hungry. He has a whole country behind him, and he wants to make a legacy of his own, being the only Turkish fighter right now at this moment. So he's fighting hard. He's excited about the opportunity, and he's taking advantage of it.
It is a huge challenge. Of course, we know the qualities of Canelo Alvarez, a fantastic fighter as well. You see many times fighters come in and almost sort of coast through or just do enough to lose against Canelo Alvarez. Avni's not going to be one of those guys. I get the feeling he's going to really look to take his chance in this fight.
Well, you see how many fighters have tried to beat Canelo. You know, everybody tries, everybody has a plan, and when they get in there with Canelo, obviously Canelo is the best fighter of the moment, a great fighter with all the ability. You know, he has power on both hands, great boxing ability. He's a great fighter. You know, we can't putting a plan against a Canelo Alvarez for me is really tough because Canelo is not an easy fighter to face. But like every coach, like every fighter, we have to take risks. You know, we're up for the challenge. You know, and it's an honor for us to share the ring with Eddie Reynoso, Canelo Alvarez, which are the best team, the best fighter of the era. You know, to us, it's a great opportunity, and we're going to do the best. That's what we put the work in. We did a great job in training with Avni Yildirim, and we're looking forward to putting up a great performance for the fans. And obviously, you know, we're looking for that win.
And obviously, this man on a great run at the moment. It's got to end sooner or later, right? I mean, he can't just keep going. I mean, it's incredible with Ryan Garcia and Valdez, and of course, you two, you know, established.
Much respect for Eddie. You know, he's done a great job. You know, I mean, there's nothing bad I can say about him. His work speaks for itself. You know, and actually, I'm grateful to be here with him, and I'm just privileged to share the ring with him and show the people our work, his work, and my work put together in one ring. I'm very happy for that.
Eddie, a very fast turnaround for Canelo and yourself to take this fight in February after fighting Callum Smith just 8 weeks ago. It's great to see the pound-for-pound champ so active, and you're not taking Yildirim lightly on Saturday night.
Pues antes que nada, muchas gracias por todos los que están aquí presentes y por todo el apoyo que le han dado a esta pelea. Gracias a Eddie Hearn, que realmente nos ha tratado bastante bien. Y pues sí, venimos embalados, venimos muy contentos de la pelea de diciembre. Todavía estoy vibrando con el triunfo de Oscar Valdez. Sabemos que tenemos un compromiso con Yildirim difícil, un peleador fuerte, viene muy bien entrenado con Joel, que es un tremendo entrenador, entonces no la tenemos fácil, trabajamos fuerte y pues estamos listos para el sábado.
Yes, thank you, first of all, and thank everyone that's been supporting this fight. Thank you, Eddie Hearn. We were very happy after that fight in December and very happy after the results with Oscar Valdez. And we know we have a tough fight against Yildirim. He's trained by Joel. And we know it's not going to be easy, but we're going to give a good fight.
Yeah, a lot of people obviously believe Canelo Alvarez is a big favourite for this fight as well, but this gentleman has a huge heart and he'll be letting his hands go on Saturday night, looking to take the opportunity of a lifetime.
Ahora sí no entendí mucho, a ver si habló rápido y a ver si ahora sí me traduces, por favor.
Un rival que puede ser difícil para Canelo, aunque muchos lo ven como el favorito.
Sí, realmente en el boxeo las grandes tragedias, como le dicen a los grandes boxeadores, han pasado con peleadores que nadie conoce. En su momento Frankie Randall con Chávez, vemos lo que hizo Ruiz con Joshua cuando nadie daba nada por él, le ganó los campeonatos. La semana pasada estábamos nosotros de underdog y le ganamos a Berchel, entonces creo que Yildirim viene bien preparado, es un tremendo boxeador, muy fuerte, trae mucha hambre, y pues estamos listos, no vamos a hacer confianza, hicimos un gran campamento y vamos a estar listos para el sábado.
In boxing, the biggest tragedies come against fighters that are unknown. You can see that with Frankie Randall and Cesar Chavez, Reese against Joshua, and last week we were underdogs against Berchel. And we know Yildirim is a strong fighter. He comes really hungry, but we train really well and really hard for this fight.
And finally, the gym, Canelo team, on a tremendous run right now. What is the secret? How long can this last? And there must be a great atmosphere amongst the fighters in the gym right now.
Ahorita el gimnasio de Canelo, tremendo éxito que han tenido. ¿Cómo se puede mantener esta racha activa con todo lo que han podido hacer?
Pues con disciplina, con nunca conformarte con lo que ya has logrado. Creo que estamos pasando por un buen momento todos los del equipo, Ryan, Oscar, viene Andy Ruiz, está Frank Sánchez. Creo que entre todos conformamos un gran equipo de mucha disciplina y entre todos echan la mano. Y pues el secreto es seguir trabajando, seguir luchando y querer mejorar siempre.
With discipline and never being satisfied with the things you have already done. And we have a good team with Ryan, with Frank Sanchez, with Oscar, and we help each other. We work hard with each other, and with discipline and hard work, you can continue.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Joel. Great main event tomorrow night with two great fighters, but two great trainers in the corners. Of course, for Eddie Reynoso, looking to continue a tremendous run, and Joel Diaz looking to shock the world with his man tomorrow night, Canelo against Yildirim. Back to Todd.
Thank you, Eddie. So we've heard from the undercard fighters. We've heard from the co-main event fighters. We've heard from the managers, the trainers. Eddie Hearn. There's no one left to hear from except from the men squaring off in our main event. Get ready. Here comes Canelo and Yildirim. There is one of the three World Championship belts that'll be on the line Saturday night at Miami Dolphins Stadium, the Hard Rock Stadium. The WBC, the WBA, and the Ring Magazine super middleweight titles are on the line. Canelo has told everyone that he wants to unify in this division. That's why, should he get past Yildirim on Saturday night, he has a tentative date set in May to square off against Billy Joe Saunders. But first things first, he's got Avni Yildirim standing in his way. The entire country of Turkey will be behind him. And if you've seen Turkish football fans, you know how passionate they are. And Yildirim will bring that passion into the ring on Saturday night as he squares off against the pound-for-pound king. Let's hear from them now, back on stage in Eddie Hearn.
Yes, thank you, Todd. You're right. The pound-for-pound king, El Rey, Libra por Libra, is back. You like that, right? He's here. Just 8 weeks after a great performance against Callum Smith, unifying the 168-pound division on an incredible night at the Alamo Dome in Texas. Canelo Alvarez will defend his WBC, WBA, Ring Magazine Championship against mandatory challenger Avni Yildirim at the Hard Rock Stadium, the home of the Miami Dolphins here in Florida. Cannot wait for this. A huge event being brought to you in Florida. And amazingly, when we were talking about this show, we looked at several venues in Texas and Florida. If we were in Texas right now, we'd be in trouble. But Canelo said, I wanted to come to Florida. I wanted to come to Miami. Time to box in different places around the world. And we cannot wait for an exciting fight on Saturday night. Firstly, I'm going to start with the challenger. Avni, welcome. Amit Heb to translate for you as well. I saw the pictures in your hometown today, people on the streets, people with fireworks, people with flags, people with pictures of you. This is a massive moment for you and a massive moment for Turkish sport.
Cevap. Cevap. Al mikrofonu al.
Ne diyeyim buna tam olarak?
Türkiye'deki milletin ilgisine ne diyor adam soruyor, merak etti.
I'm very happy to be here. First, thank you WBC, thank you Matchroom, thank you Canelo team for the great chance. And I'm very happy to be here. It's Saturday is a big night for me. It's and for my country, for my all fans. My country is proud of me. I always feel it. It's big chance for me, big chance for my country. Everyone is waiting for the WBC belt. But everyone is maybe after World Championship title. Boxing is so big in my country. My country is proud of me. I feel it always. I think everything will be good.
Everyone says Canelo, pound for pound great, the king of boxing. You have to do something special in there on Saturday night. Are you ready to put it all on the line, all your heart and soul, to try and make history on Saturday?
Anladın mı? Canelo pound for pound dünya şampiyonu. Sen hazır mısın her şeyi koyma ortaya?
He's a big champion. Everyone knows that. This is reality. But I'm ready for the World Championship title, for the big chance. It's my time. It's my time. Saturday is for everyone. It's showtime.
Sal, welcome back. Just 8 weeks before your last fight with Callum Smith. Tremendous to be so active. You look serious, ready for this fight. You know this guy is going to come with plenty of heart. People expecting you to win this fight, but you know this is a real challenge.
Así es, no, la verdad que respeto mucho a todos los peleadores, respeto el reto que tengo enfrente. Sé lo que trae Yildirim, sé que es un peleador fuerte, con muchas ganas de ganar, y yo vengo con la misma mentalidad de siempre, ¿no? A ganar, a hacer mi trabajo y a seguir haciendo historia.
I respect all fighters. I respect the challenge that's in front of me right now. I know he's a strong fighter. I know he has a lot of tools, and I have the same mentality. I'm going to try to do my job, and I'm trying to make history.
During this pandemic, a lot of fighters are slowing down boxing less frequently. You're going the other way. You're looking to get more active, more busy. Of course, December, Saturday night, hopefully May and September. You're looking to box maybe 4 times this year.
Así es, no, me encanta estar activo, me encanta lo que hago, me encanta estar en el gimnasio, y pelear para mí pues es mi vida, ¿no? Y espero que todo salga bien. Obviamente iremos pelea tras pelea, pero espero y se puedan concretar esas 4 peleas.
Yes, I love being here. I love being in the gym, and it's my life. And we're going to take these fights fight by fight, and hopefully, I can fight 4 times this year.
Obviously, we know Las Vegas is a big home for you. Texas last time. We nearly went to Texas this time. Would have been difficult, but different in Miami. A lot of people believe that Miami and the state of Florida has a big future in boxing, but no major fights have been held here for a long time. Massive crowd on Saturday, and a big moment for you boxing back in Miami, Florida. Great to be boxing in a new city, and excited of an incredible stadium.
Así es, me siento muy contento de estar aquí en Miami. Abrir una nueva plaza para grandes peleas para mí es importante, y la verdad que me siento muy contento y honrado de estar aquí en Miami y en el estadio de los Dolphins pues más. Espero que sea la primera de muchas.
I'm happy to be in Miami. I'm happy to open the city up to boxing, and I'm happy to be fighting in Dolphin Stadium, and I hope it's the first of many.
And finally, in boxing, nothing is ever given. People talk about Saunders, people talk about Plant. For you, just business on Saturday night. You must take care of Avni Yildirim.
Así es, estoy enfocado 100% en mi rival del sábado. Para mí no existe nada más que esta pelea del sábado, y después de eso pues ya veremos, ¿no? Pero estoy concentrado 100% en esto.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm focused on my rival Saturday. I know that right now this fight's the only one that exists for me, and I'm focused on what I have to do, my job on Saturday.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sal. Thank you, Avni. There you have it. The WBC, WBA Ring Magazine champion, the pound-for-pound king is back. Witness Canelo, witness greatness, live on DAZN this Saturday night. Do not miss it from the home of the Miami Dolphins, the Hard Rock Stadium. All of Mexico will be watching, the United States, all around the world, and all of Turkey will be tuned in to see if Avni Yildirim can create history.
It's showtime.
Showtime on Saturday night. Don't miss it, guys. Thanks, everybody, for taking part. Gentlemen, if we can have a face-to-face up here, please.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A super serious Canelo Alvarez and a very happy Avni Yildirim get ready to square off on Saturday night outdoors at the Miami Dolphins Stadium, the Hard Rock Stadium. Again, the weather forecast, mid-70s by the time these men step in the ring with clear skies. Perfect weather for what Canelo hopes will be a perfect performance. We'll speak to Eddie Hearn here momentarily, but right now, let's take a look at the rest of that fight card. Diego Pacheco taking on Rodolfo Gomez Jr. We're going to see how he does in that step-up fight. The Big Bang, Zheli Zhang and Jerry Forrest, and of course that all-action co-main event, Julio Cesar Martinez and McWilliams Arroyo for the WBC Flyweight Championship, and of course the main event, Canelo and Avni. And joining me now is Eddie Hearn. You know, the best laid plans of mice and men. You've heard that. You've got this fight with Canelo. You've got a tentative date with B.J. Saunders in May. Josh Warrington last week was a huge favorite. He got blitzed. How concerned are you that maybe Canelo isn't taking this guy as seriously as maybe he should?
It's hard, Todd, because you look at Canelo Alvarez and he was just all business up there. You know, wasn't really joking around. And I think that, you know, he knows of what could lay ahead. You know, fights with Billy Joe Saunders, unification matchups. That's a massive fight, by the way, with Saunders. You know, Caleb Plant, potentially for the undisputed, but it's all irrelevant if he doesn't beat Avni Yildirim. And what I like about Avni Yildirim, he's a massive underdog in this fight. But I promise you, he will come with fire in his belly. If you look at the scenes, you know, follow his Instagram, look at the people back in his hometown. Todd, they're out lighting up the town with fireworks. This is a dream come true for him. On paper, he should be outmatched, outclassed, and knocked out. But when someone's coming with a heart and willing to go to places that others haven't, we've seen too many people in the past go in against Canelo Alvarez, you know, with fear to look to survive. He won't look to survive. He'll look to take his chance. It might be the worst idea he's ever had, but I promise you it will be fireworks. And we've got a huge show planned. The entrance is going to be really special. You know, this is something we love to do.
Well, that's what Canelo liked. Everyone said, what do you like about Eddie Hearn? He goes, the entrance.
I know. Well, I just think that I couldn't believe that the response from Canelo Alvarez for the Callum Smith entrance. It was like, this guy's the biggest star in boxing, and he's never had a ring walk like that. I mean, that's kind of like our blueprint. And this guy is the biggest star, you know, in America, in Mexico, and around the world. You've got him and you've got AJ, and you see what we do for the AJ ring walks. Of course. This is a show, right? And on Saturday, you know, DAZN's strapline for this event is witness Canelo, witness greatness. I've never seen a fighter like Canelo Alvarez up front. What you're seeing on Saturday is the best fighter of our generation, and it's special to see. And, you know, everyone, again, you're right. Josh Warrington lost a couple of weeks ago. Josh Kelly lost last week. Two favourites that, you know, in this pandemic, in this environment, someone said to me yesterday, what did Canelo Alvarez do after the Callum Smith fight? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, how many weeks off did he have? Did he have 4 weeks off and he had a 4-week camp? Did he have 1 week? I mean, you know, you're going to need Canelo to underperform. You're going to need something to not be 100%, because when this man is 100%, I don't think he can be beaten. So I'm just happy to be in the house on Saturday night to witness Canelo and witness greatness, because it is amazing to watch. And I like Yildirim and I like Amit Owner, and you know, they're almost naive in a way. And that always brings a good fight, because when someone realises the task ahead, and they know they're beaten before they get in, it's never a great fight. This young man, as we left the stage there, he said, thank you for the opportunity. I will win on Saturday. I looked at him, I thought, I'm not so sure, but I know you're going to try.
Hey, if he wins, it'll be a bigger upset than Buster Douglas over Mike Tyson. It was 42-1 for that fight. This one right now hovering around 50-1. So I know Turkey's putting their, what is it, rubles? What's the Turkish dollar?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. All right, hey, finally, I know top-rank other promotions are focused still kind of on Las Vegas, but you've gone all over the world. You did Dallas, you've done Miami. What's the one place that you haven't been that maybe we could see you take another mega fight to?
Good question. I mean, you know, coming up this weekend, it's incredible that on DAZN we have 3 shows from 3 different countries. On Friday night, we have Daniel Scardina in Milan. On Saturday, we have a brilliant heavyweight fight between Joseph Parker and Junior Farr. It's the biggest fight in New Zealand history. And then, of course, on Saturday night, we're back here in Miami. In a couple of weeks, we're in Texas for me, the fight of the year, Estrada Chocolatito 2. And then we're going to Uzbekistan, actually. And we're going to Gibraltar for White Povetkin. So,
yeah, you know, I heard Americans aren't too familiar with what Gibraltar is. Because explain what that is. Is it like a form of Alcatraz over here?
Yeah, kind of. You
okay.
know, the Rock of Gibraltar, of course, it sits at the bottom of Spain. It's British property, you know, and Dillian Whyte trains in Portugal. They shut the borders. He couldn't come to the UK. This is what we're dealing with. Every day there's a new problem, and we're trying to keep the sport going. We're doing a great job. So we're Gibraltar bound for March 27th on DAZN. Dillian Whyte against Alexander Povetkin, the rematch. And then April coming up, we're going to have some big announcements. Of course, we know that Demetrius Andrade will face Liam Williams for his world middleweight title. You'll see the return of Devin Haney coming up as well. And so much great stuff to look forward to as well. And I think the great thing about the DAZN platform is the international content that we're bringing in. Like I said, this weekend, 3 fight cards from 3 different countries, and of course, topped by the king, the current king. And you know,
don't talk about yourself like that.
Oh yeah, you're right. But I'm a bit embarrassed because I keep seeing myself as a bit of a fanboy. I keep getting guys on Twitter saying, "Will you stop it with Canelo and Eddie Reynoso?" But for me, that goes back to the whole witnessing greatness thing. I've been around the sport for 34 years, and I do feel like a fanboy around Canelo Alvarez because he's the best fighter I've ever seen up close. You know,
wait, now better than Anthony Joshua. He's probably watching right now. That's your guy.
Anthony Joshua will always be my number 1.
Okay.
So AJ, if you're looking, don't worry, you're still my number 1.
All right.
But you know, listen, AJ looks at Canelo Alvarez and said, "This guy is the pound for pound number 1." There's no debate that Canelo Alvarez is the pound for pound number 1, and he continues to fight the best. And I thought he had a great line. Someone said, you know, a lot of people think this is an easy fight for you. Are you bothered by the criticism? He said, last fight, I just beat the number 1 fighter at 168 pounds, and still people were moaning. He said, so I get on with my business.
Right.
Now, this guy is fighting 8 weeks after a unification fight. And guess what? If he wins on Saturday, he fights 9 weeks later in another unification matchup. Respect Canelo, respect the process. Can Eddie Reynoso be beaten? As they said, shocks happen and underdogs win. This is a big underdog, but he'll be coming with everything. I think you're going to see a special performance from Canelo on Saturday.
And he's got a fantastic trainer in Joel Diaz who believes in his fighter, and sometimes that's all it takes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again to Eddie Hearn. Let's show you what's coming up here on DAZN. So many fantastic fights. Eddie alluded to it this weekend, as we've got a fight from Italy. We've got a fight from Australia, New Zealand. Careful, right? The All Blacks might come get me. And, of course, right here in Miami. Only one place to see it all. It's on DAZN. We'll see you right back here tomorrow as we get the weigh-ins for Canelo versus Yildirim. There are the 3 fights again. Give us a little bit of a rundown on the Scardina versus Nunez.
Yeah, so Scardina is becoming a bit of a poster boy, really, for Italian boxing. I mean, look, he looks like he should be on a catwalk, but he's rising up the rankings in the super middleweight division. Nunez is an experienced fighter from Spain. That fight for the European super middleweight championship. Step up for Scardina. The one in the middle for me is a cracker. I mean, this fight, so much history from the amateur game. Junior Farr is 19-0. Parker, former world heavyweight champion. Of course, it's the Battle of New Zealand, but also you've got Parker, you know, with Samoan heritage. You've got Farr with Tongan heritage. It's a great, great matchup over there. And, you know, the one on the right, the guy, you know, for me, again, don't want to get too excited about him.
All right, calm down, fanboy.
Sorry.
Right.
But there he is, you know, the pound-for-pound number 1 against Yildirim, who I know people are writing off. But, again, with Joel Diaz and the team he has behind him, he will give everything to cause an upset of the year at the Miami Dolphins Stadium on Saturday.
We'll see you right back here at 1 o'clock for the weigh-ins tomorrow. It's Canelo versus Yildirim, and it comes to you live Fight Night Saturday from the Miami Dolphins Stadium, Hard Rock Stadium from Miami, Florida.